Alright guys, today we got a Baja 90. Picked it up on Craigslist, pretty cheap. Guy said it doesn't have any spark. He said the CDI box was bad. I've done a little bit of testing on it. It's definitely got some wiring issues. The guy's been in there before me. I have no power whatsoever on the harness. And actually, if you look, the CDI box, it's had some melting issues. It got hot. With that said, the other testing I've done showed that the ignition switch is bad. By the time I buy a CDI box, buy ignition switch, I can buy a complete wiring harness, new CDI, new voltage regulator, new stator, new everything for the same price. So that's the route I'm going to go. I'm just going to buy a complete harness off Amazon for $40. I'll include the picture of the link and we'll pick up from there. Good old Amazon came through for me. New kill switch, start switch, voltage regulator, CDI box, coil, start solenoid, harness, even a stator. All new. Cheaper than I could have bought the parts I needed. I'm going to get that wire harness laid out in the chassis kind of where I want it. Go from there. So as I'm laying this in, I've noticed that the plug for the CDI box and the plug for the kill switch harness are the exact same plug. But if you look, the CDI box is missing one pin, and on the inside of the CDI box, it's also missing that one pin. Also, there's two plugs on the harness and one plug that goes up to the kill switch. I wasn't sure exactly which one goes which, but as I hit the start button, it doesn't work. With the key on, I notice as I hit the start button, it flashes my brake light, which means I have them backwards. This is definitely start, and that one is definitely a brake light switch. The harness I purchased was almost plug and play. The only difference is going to be that brake light connector switch to what's going up onto the handlebars. I'm probably just going to replace this here because I have these connectors. Now that I've got the harness where I want it, it's pretty much all in the original spot. Yeah, the original plug hooked on for the brake light. Fuse, positive, negative, ran up through the hole to the battery. I did have to move the voltage regulator to a different spot. The harness that I purchased was just a little short. You got your starter solenoid, battery cables. On these harnesses, the plug for the starter solenoid is normally pretty close. It's a universal 2-wire like the one I cut off earlier. The easiest way to tell, because of course the colors don't ever match, is you're looking for the plug that's closest to where the battery is and normally where your voltage regulator is. The only two other extra plugs I have are here and here, and those are for your lights. My lights are smashed up on this one, but what's left of them, you can see that the colors actually do match from there to there. But I'm not going to be using them because I'm going to be removing the lights. After you've got it all ran kind of in place, Also, I had to move the coil. Once all the wires are ran and in place, turn the key on and check for spark. I just laid the spark plug on top of the cylinder. Once you have spark, you know you're good to go.